Yo, what's up? All right. Let me see what's going on here. Desktop audio. All right. Audio out. All right. Yo, what's up, Classics? What's going on, brother? Hopefully, hopefully everything's good with you. Yeah, let me trying to figure out what's going on with my mic and everything, but like I say, hopefully. Here we go. Here we go. All right, that's what's up. All right, that seems to be. All right, let me go here. Do this. Do this. Wrong thing. That's not what I wanted to hear. Let me do this. Hit that. Got to make sure that we don't get no kind of interruptions around this camp. All right, good. Good. We are doing good. All right. All right, let's see what we got here. Move this. Let me hit this. Boom, boom. All right. All right. So it's good to be back. You know, I'm just coming on, showing my face, basically do what I've been doing, and just happy to be back. I know I had a pretty interesting last couple weeks. I know I haven't streamed in a couple weeks, but I've been doing all I can to try to rectify this situation that I'm in, and I got about 2 weeks to fix this. So let's see what happens in 2 weeks. Besides that, I'm in good spirits. Happy to be here. Had a great day today. Went to church, which was good. After that, I caught up with my brother Stone Loki. We got together right around 11 o'clock. We head out. We headed out all the way to the Woodlands, which is a very nice area going north, you know, up Houston. And from there, we met up with Bush McFadden. Man, Bush is cool than a motherfucker, man. I tell you what, boy. That boy Bush McFadden, shit. Great dude, man. I tell you, man, we had a blast with him. Had a good time. Kicked it with him for a few hours, and then I came back home. So today's been a good day. Today's been a good day. Got to kick it with my brother Loki for a good part of the day. Caught up with Bush McFadden, and then from there came on back home. You know, we had some great pizza at this place called Grinaldi's, and pizza's good. You know, area was nice. It was a great time, and being there with Loki, kicking it with Bush, and we were just having a good time, man. It was great. So You know, if y'all see Bush McFadden around, you know, shout outs to him. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you know, like I say, we had a great time. What's up, Classics? He says, I'm tired. Been with the National Guard the last 10 days. Yo, man. I tell you what, man, you doing a good thing, Classics. I'm telling you, man. But I bet you are tired. But I know you putting in the work, so shit, man. Shit. Hats off to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? For real, man. Yeah. Matter of fact, we was talking about you earlier, man. Shit. Miss kicking it with you, bro. You know, but man, I hope I get a chance to talk to you soon, man. Like, but man, I tell you, man, everything's been good today, man. Shit. Other than that, man, I tell you what, Classics. If you plan to stick around for a minute, I got you know some shit to show. Bunch of fan flicks, different things that I'm we'll be watching, reacting to, in the whole nine. You know, that was the thing I was talking to Loki about. I was telling him, like, man, you know, doing pop culture comic book shits, it ain't the same. You know, there's a lot of things, a lot of people have grown tired of what the fuck's happened to the things that they grew up loving. And it seems to be a little twist and turn with every little franchise that we've loved. For some reason, if it comes out nowadays, something about it has got to change, man. And, you know, they say that, you know, all this is for like modern audiences and all that other shit. But, you know, the more you look at it, the more you see the things that you love just being tore down or slightly twisted in a weird, perverted, or just in a not so fucking cool way that doesn't make sense. And why does this have to happen? And why does this person got to change? And all this other shit. And then all of a sudden, with the changes come the real reason why the changes were made to begin with. You know, and then that's even sadder when, you know, like me, I'll give you an example, man. One of my favorite heroes is Alan Scott Green Lantern. I love Alan Scott Green Lantern, man. And, you know, it's weird because everybody, you know, I love Hal too, and the rest of the, you know, the Green Lantern Corps, but I love Alan Scott. And I love Jay Garrick. But Alan Scott, they turned them out for modern audiences, man. And it's fucked up, man. Shit. There's him. There's Tim Drake. There's Jonathan Kent. I mean, you know what's funny? It's like some child affiliate to every character, like in the Justice League, has gotten their son or their daughter or their, who they were watching over, or somebody get turned. I tell you what, let's go down the list. You know, I tell you what, man. Let's go down the list. For an example, Batman, Tim Drake; Superman, Jonathan Kent; Aquaman, the Aqualad dude from the, I don't know what you even, what's his name? I don't even, he has the tattoos and the weird hair. If I'm not mistaken, he's the new Aqualad, but I could be wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, he's Black Manta's son, if I'm not mistaken. But he's whatever, right? Green Arrow, his son is what, asexual or something? I did a video on that shit, man, years ago. We could keep going. Martian Manhunter's daughter is, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, there's a thing with that, and I saw that, and I was like, you know what? it's fucked up that they made they made like every major hero's sidekick. They turned them the other way. And I was like, damn, that's fucked up, man. And nobody's really talked about it like that. Nobody just really saw it and looked at it, and it was like, you know what? Everybody in the Justice League, their sidekick counterparts all got turned into X, Y, and Z. It's like, come on, man. It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. So, it's just, it's that kind of shit. I was sitting there like, damn. It's very sad, bro. But that's just the way it is, man. I don't like that. That's why I don't, it's hard to, like, that's just one thing. That's just in comic books. Just imagine like that kind of shit with like everything in pop culture. And again, there's always an agenda behind all of it, and it's like, come on, man. He, him, man, like He-Man, like to see He-Man go through that shit, I was like, damn. It's fucked up, man. So, so basically, my whole point is those kind of things make it hard to enjoy pop culture, and it's like, well, fuck. So, what I'm learning to do is talk about the shit that people do enjoy. And if it's something that has probably been touched already, and like people look at it not so favorably, then it would be something about, if I had to discuss it, like, give you an example. Right now, there's a lot of creators, right? And I'm subscribed to about 4 of them that they're doing new new Star Wars content, but what they're doing is they're giving us stories from the EU, and them shits are looking awesome. They're getting like easily 50, 100, especially like the newer it is, of course, the less. But like you give it like a few days, a week, that should have hit over 100K easy. And then you have channels watching them and farming them, like farming that shit. Like they're watching basically like what I've been doing like for the last month or two. You have channels that'll sit there, watch it, give their critique. I've seen Star Wars Theory do it, and there's a bunch of other Star Wars YouTubers that are dedicated to the EU, not none of that new Star Wars shit. We talking the original OG Star Wars, the EU, the true lore. There's people that are out there using all this new AI shit to make stories about the shit that we miss, the Star Wars we were supposed to have gotten, and it's like, man, that's the shit that's important. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the shit that people want to see. Like, give you an example. I don't think Star Trek should go forward as, let's say, like, we don't need to see the next generation. We don't need to see, like, no kind of shit like that. Myself, I think they need to go back. Like, I'll give you an example. Star Trek has a lot of great stories. They have a lot of great wars. They need to go back and basically revisit some of the shit that is from their canon, their actual lore. Not create new Star Wars, like not create new Star Trek like shows. Star Trek doesn't need a new show with new characters and shit like that. If they do it, like I keep hearing how they're gonna do like this Star Trek. You remember Star Trek Enterprise with the dude from what the fuck, man? I can't even fucking remember his name. He already had a Star Trek show that the Enterprise. It was like what, 3-4 seasons. What's the fucking Lord, it's gonna fuck with me, man. Not MacGyver, fucking the other dude. That he be jumping in the fucking bodies and shit. What the fuck is insane? But yeah, it's I can't remember the dude's name, man. But he had a show that we used to watch as kids or whatever. Now they're gonna bring him back as some kind of like admiral or some shit like that for Star Trek. Now, if that's something, if there's something about that people are willing to watch, I think that might be the best thing going. But if anything, I think in order to bring back Star Trek, I think they got to get rid of the fucking Star Trek, that fucking bullshit ass cartoon. What's that called that came out a couple years ago? Lower Decks. They got to get rid of that shit, and they got to get rid of everything concerning JJ and on. The only thing that they should keep is anything related to like Shatner. And probably the best thing they had is Picard season 3. Out of everything I saw. So if they got rid of all that shit and just came with, you know what? People would have to take the approach, let's say like what Halloween did. You know, like basically when they brought back Jamie Lee Curtis and all this shit, they tried to act like all the old shit didn't matter. So now we got this new shit. Or like whatever Halloween happened, what was that? Before, what? 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, whichever one they fucking, whatever. You know, the way they tried to, what they call it, retro, I don't know what you call it. It's like a retro, like I don't know. You're basically undoing the canon to make this other story more relevant than what was already done. They probably have to, you know, they can do that shit with that new Trek. Just get rid of all that shit. Scott Bakula, there you go. I appreciate you. Yeah, Quantum Leap, there you go, man. Yeah, now I heard that they were doing a show where they're gonna bring him back, where he's like some kind of admiral or some shit. Now, if they do that, right? You know, like that shit right there, that would be. I would rather watch him. See, and that would be another problem too. Would you bring him back just to make him look like a fool and disgrace what Enterprise was? Because that's the kind of shit that these new shows and these new movies do. They'll bring back an existing character just to fucking make him look like shit. And then it bastardizes how we look at the character from that moment on. They did it to Luke. They did it to Han. Princess Leia got fucking sucked out into the fucking vacuums of space. Her ass froze like a motherfucker and then flew like fucking Mary Poppins, cat, back to the fucking ship. Who would have fucking known since Return of the Jedi that we would have seen some shit like that, man? And it's fucked up, man. So you know what? Right now at this point, again, we watching what? The new Aliens TV show? And there's some chick that could sit there and fucking, she's fucking, like, the alien is like a fucking dog to this motherfucker, you know, like, what? Like, she can control the shit. It's like, come on, like, what are we doing? Like, so now it's like, and then it's hard to think, like, if, let's say, they're coming with this Friday the 13th TV show, right? What happens if they make that shit, like, if, you know, and then by the time they introduce Jason, like, he ain't shit. Like, they have a way to make him look like he ain't nothing. Like, basically, everything we've seen of him just, it's going to get fucked over because of how they'll portray him in, like, in a new show or, you know, or something like that. And it's like, when you see him, he's Jason, like, probably in appearance, but then he gets fucked over, you know, in his own show. And that's the kind, it's fucked up because that's the kind of, that's the reality we live in now. We live in that kind of reality that they'll bring back a character or they'll bring back an actual actor and boom, just fucking do him like whatever, man. So that's the thing, man. That's for me, I'll look at that and I see like, okay, well, that's the thing that and that's with all of us. We'll sit there and we'll be worried about where all this shit goes, man. Because it's there'll be another time where there'll be another show, and we'll see another familiar character from our past come back, whether it's the character itself or it's the actual actor playing the character come back 10, 15, 20 years later, maybe 30 years later, just to see his ass get disgraced in one fell swoop. Boom. They did it to Indy and all this other shit. And it's like, come on, man. So now, honestly, kind of afraid to watch He-Man. Not afraid like that, but it's like, do I want to watch this? What are they gonna do to Voltron when that shit comes out? It's supposed to go to the theater. Now it's coming out on what, Amazon Prime? What happens to Voltron with Henry Cavill, man? Do we get to see Voltron get fucked over, or the characters get treated like whatever, or what do you do with that? And that's the thing, man. It's like everything that we've enjoyed and felt good about and had fun with. Like, what's gonna happen when we see the next Toy Story, man? Is it gonna be some weird shit going on or whatever? What's gonna happen when, and that's the thing, man. It's like the more it's like you worry because the more that these franchises have another movie to go or another series to go or some shit like that, is another opportunity to watch them fucking crash and burn, man. And that's the shit that when I sit there and I'm looking at pop culture, I'm looking at fucking shows and movies, what they're redoing, what they're remaking, all this other shit. And it looks like, it's funny because like going into the future, let's say like the next year or two or whatever, you could actually see this shit going, like, I don't know. It's like there's people waking up and there's people recognizing with what's going on, but it's like even though people are starting to wake up and see what's going on, it still doesn't help the damage that's been done, and it doesn't stop what's coming, because we're far from done. Like, yeah, there's people trying to steer the boat or whatever the fuck, or create new things and shit like that, but it's like there's still more things to come that's gonna hurt just a little bit more when we figure out that it's X, Y, and Z, that they're gonna fucking do something, but all of a sudden they gotta turn this character into whatever, and all this other shit got to happen, and it's like, oh, come on, man, for real. What's up, Classics? He says there's rumors that we'll do a show called Star Trek United. Yeah, that will have him president of the Federation, right? Not sure how I feel about that. How would that work as a Star Trek series? See, the thing is, I'm gonna be honest. You want to know how I can see that going? Kind of like the Battlestar Galactica reboot. I could see that being like that. I could see him being more of a, like, if that's the case, like he's the president of the Federation, I could see him being a president that would take action. I could see him being like he's a president X, X, Y, and Z, and blah blah blah. He's, a proven, war hero, whatever. And I could see that, as him being I could see him being like one of the first to do, some things or whatever, or I don't know. I could see it being good if that's the thing. It's like, how much action is a president supposed to take? But I could see it being like he could play a role like I could see it being like a Battlestar Galactica. You know, him having a similar role to James, what's his face, man? Man. James Amos. Yeah. He could be like a James Amos kind of character from Battlestar Galactica, you know, playing that kind of role for, you know, the Star Trek Federation. I could see that. Oh, Star Trek United, yeah, for the you know, being a president of the Federation, that kind of thing. He said, political intrigue instead of exploration. I don't think that's what the franchise needs. Well, you know, actually, I could see it being where he's, I guess if aliens landed in the U.S. and Trump had to deal with them, you know, it probably, you know, would it be a first that we get to see it or whatnot, X, Y, and Z, you know, it'll be like him dealing with some, you know, some threat, you know, that, you know, the Federation hasn't dealt with before, you know, or dealt with for the first time, you know, and that kind of shit. I could see it being something interesting, but you know what? If they got the right people writing it, I could see it being good. And I bet you if they did it, not to say, you know, the bite on the dick of like Star Trek or anything like that. I mean, Battlestar Galactica, because they, you know, the way the reboot was set up, that shit was actually very good. That shit was actually very, very, very good. And if they can build it up with the drama and all the other shit like that, you know, but the thing is, they would have to have the writers to actually be able to write that, man, and make it interesting. And I'm not sure if they have it in them. So, but that's the thing, man. You know, what's the name? Archer? All right, so I think his name was Archer. So the thing is, what happens if they do bring back Archer and then his character gets destroyed, you know, like, you know, because there's people that like Enterprise. So what happens? They watch this Star Trek United and Archer's character gets assassinated on you know, within the series. Then what? You know, it's like, fuck, another one gone. You know, behind. You know, the way people, you know, today's bullshit, man, and the way people write. And the thing is, the studios, they're not sitting there getting the old writers. It's crazy. You know what? You want to know what would make, let's say Marvel and DC, you know what would make them a lot of fucking money? Is if they go back and fucking rehire all the people that have the skills and are willing to work. They would have better stories, better comic books, better written shits, the whole nine. If Marvel and DC were, and I mean, I'm telling you, there's so many fucking artists that are good that are not working at either one that would love to sit there and fucking give them some shit and write some of their books. Do you know they would fucking blow, they would, it's there, man. Same thing, Hollywood has to get out of this shit, you know, and let me see. What do you mean here? I'm sorry. I got a little notification. What's this? Okay. All right. I see what's going on. All right. All right, cool. So, you know, so basically it's like, they don't have the proper people to sit there and write. Like, yeah, Jonathan Archer, yeah. You know, and see, I'm just not sure there's enough good talent left in Hollywood to write a good Star Wars series. And that's the problem. You know, you ever seen that sci-fi guy, I'm subscribed to him. I forgot what his name is, but he wrote episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation. He wrote episodes of Sliders, and actually he's a student of I forgot the author, but the gentleman that wrote the Twilight Zone. His name is Mr. Sci-Fi. Actually, that dude right there, he still has the heart to sit there and write real sci-fi shit while Hollywood's not using him. He has his own YouTube channel. Check out Mr. Sci-Fi. Fucking dope guy. I'm subscribed. And, I'm just saying, sorry, I'll catch a bottle of water. But, but the thing is, it's like, shit. They got people out there that can film it, that can write it, and the whole nine. But the thing is Hollywood gonna, bring these guys on? And that's the issue right there. Yeah, man. So that's the problem, man. And the thing is people are lazy nowadays. Hollywood is lazy. They're not willing to get the real writers to write real shit. Hollywood is lazy as fuck, man. So we're getting trash. And the thing is, I don't know, man. If they were just to look, everybody's not dead and gone. There's people out there that made a lot of the shows that we made. There's a lot of these people are still around. They're not working as much. Hollywood ain't calling, motherfuckers ain't reaching out. Agents ain't reaching out. But man, there's a lot of people that if these companies were to reach out, and I mean that goes for Hollywood, that goes for comic books, that goes for animation, that goes for a lot of shit. There's a lot of people still around, but they do shit the old way. A lot of people don't want to do that. But the thing is, the new way ain't working either. So what the fuck are we? Like right now, we're probably in the biggest bag of shit that we've ever been, trying to figure out what the fuck is Hollywood doing. I don't think there's ever been a time like this. I don't think, if you look back since the inception of like comic books and Hollywood and all that shit, damn near came out all around the same time. You look back all the way to now, I don't think there's ever been such a fucking clusterfuck in entertainment through all of that shit. When you sit there and you look at it and you're like, well, how the fuck is everything bad now? And I'm not even fucking lying. Yeah, there's a few hidden gems in comic books. There's a few fucking movies here or there. A show is a fucking dime a dozen. I mean, but damn. When you look across the median, dude, I remember, man, growing up, man, fucking with comic books, video games, and like right now, there's like a new renaissance in fucking video games where the indies are fucking drop kicking, the fucking actual AAA studios in their ass. Why is that? There's too much shit going on, man. And it ain't one of those things like let's say as fans, yeah, Mr. Sci-Fi, I've seen him. He did a film called Space Command. Yeah. That's on YouTube. Saw it a few years ago. Yeah, man. He did that with that dude from the Hellboy movies and dude, what's his name? The fucking Gil, what the fuck? He was, if I'm not mistaken, he was Silver Surfer, if I'm not mistaken. What's his name? He plays in a lot of like science fiction shows and shit. But I know he's in that show as well. I don't know why I can't remember nobody's name but yours, bro. Shit. I'm telling you, classics, man, it's crazy. But I tell you, man, it's like man, there's a lot of shit going on right now, man. And it's to the point where, look, I'm going to tell you like this. Do you remember like let's say like in music and different things like that, or movies and stuff? There are things where like even when we saw like our parents and our grandparents when they were watching things, everybody likes the things that they grew up on, the older stuff. So it's like basically when my kids sit there and they look at me and they see what I enjoy, yeah, I probably favor more into the older things or whatever. But this is the thing though. Since, I was born and going through the decades or whatever and seeing stuff here and there, yeah, there's certain things that I'm particular about, but I've always found something to enjoy just because it's a new decade, it's a new it's a a new era and shit, like the year 2000 came in, like all this new shit started happening, internet hit, all this shit, whatever. Now now let's say with internet, social media, YouTube, Twitter, all that, AI got introduced into all this shit. And now that's a new thing that we got to deal with amongst everything else that has like kind of flipped, in the last like 20, 25 years. So I say that to say this, man. It's like when it comes to finding things to enjoy and things to like, there are things out there, you know what I'm saying? And it's like I've never had a problem whether it was old shit, somewhat current shit, or things that I've thought about, let's say as a kid, and going in, let's say into the 2000s and the 2010s, and now we're in the 2020. It's like, going through the decades, there was always cool comics, there was always good movies to watch, there was always cool fucking shows, video games. I mean, come on, man. And it's like now every fucking thing has been like touched in such a way that to a lot of people, the things that we enjoy has actually like it has bothered the fuck out of a lot of people, man, honestly, to see their favorite franchises get treated like shit or whatever, their favorite characters get snuffed out in like 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just weird. Like let's say you're watching a character, Doug Jones. Yeah, Doug Jones. Exactly. There you go, man. Doug Jones. See, classics. That's why, boy. They say they say I know shit. I don't know nothing compared to you, classics, man. You the man, bro. You the man. But man, I'm telling you, man. I even forgot what the fuck I was saying, man. But yeah, man, it's like just sitting there and just looking at shit, man, and seeing like what's going on. I've come to enjoy everything that's been like, as much as shit changed, music changed, movie styles changed, all this shit, westerns coming back, superhero movies coming in that like I've never thought I'd ever see it fucking happen. Animation changing the way it did. A lot of things got played out, like, or phased out, like, let's say like stop motion and actual real like puppetry and all that. Like, to be honest, building real stages and doing shit, let's say like how people did like the Never Ending Story, or somebody like real, like fucking really build, like they don't do none of that shit. They try to like create everything with a green screen. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. There's a lost art with the kind of things, for an example, like Jim Henson and what Jim Henson was doing, with his company and that kind of shit. And I mean, if there's not, the bad thing about it is, I feel like if there's nobody left after whatever's gonna happen here in the next 10, maybe 20 years in Hollywood, there's not gonna be people left that are gonna know how to create sets and do all this shit that people knew how to do 30, 40, 50 years ago. You will never see sets like people have made for like the movie Legend with Tom Cruise, or like shit like Lord of the Rings, man. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, some of that shit was built. And I know some of that shit was CGI or whatever the fuck. But I mean, there's just a lot of, you know, there was a lot of things that were built. There was a lot of things that were done, you know. And I mean, the thing is, it's like all that shit's becoming like a lost art, man. You start seeing less and less of it. And to be honest, Jim Henson, man. People don't even understand, man. For a lot of creatures from all different kinds of movies, from all different kinds of different studios, man, there were a lot of them were created by him, man. And I mean, and that's the thing. It's like, what I think Hollywood has went through since its inception to try to like make things better, make things more lifelike, you know, doing better with the sets or whatever. It's like, I would have to say in the last like 20, 25 years, I think it's pulled away from all that, and it's gotten to the point where everybody thinks everything could be fixed with CGI pushing onto AI. And the combination of the two is going to be interesting. But they think that's going to be the thing to fix what we've seen in movie magic for so many decades. People think that that's probably going to be the equivalent, and they could be the farthest from the truth, man. But besides all the imagery, the art of storytelling has been lost. And with the shift in Hollywood, no shit, everybody knows it, everybody sees it. I'm not saying nothing nobody doesn't know. All I'm saying is the shift in Hollywood to where everything is trash now is because nobody follows the rules on what made stories Hollywood, you know, and made like the real famous shit that everybody loves. What make those things famous? Nobody's willing to go through those, you know, and like, people think that that's too much. So whatever everybody else had to go through to write a good story, nowadays, people don't want to do that no more. So whatever it took to make these movies and these shows and everything great, nowadays people, they cut corners, they skip steps, and what do we get for it? We get the bullshit that we get. Look, and it's funny because, like, again, when you have shows like Starfleet Academy that you don't even get more than 40,000 views for a fucking show. One episode drops, you might get 40,000 views. Holy fuck. Why? Because nobody cares to do what it took to create a new show. And you know what? You still have the old timers around that probably wouldn't mind, you know, passing the knowledge and doing whatever the fuck. But, you know, nowadays, you got a lot of these young motherfuckers that think their shit is good when it's not. You got studios failing. Look, you got like studios are getting bought out. Fucking Amazon bought out fucking MGM, Paramount, Warner Brothers. And then you got Universal, man. Fox is gone. And of course, all the greats, you know, like TriStar and all them, they've been gone. You know what I'm saying? But damn. It's crazy how like the Hollywood juggernauts that fucking molded our childhood barely are fucking standing anymore, man. And for a fucking side hustle or somebody's or for somebody's fucking hobby, motherfucker can just now buy a whole fucking studio, man. That's what Bezos did for MGM. Practical effects, props are going to die out eventually. The Rick Bakers, the Rob Boddens, and Stan Winstons are dying out. And you know what? With that, now that's the crazy part. Now with that, none of that is being passed down. That's the killer part, man. None of that's being passed down, brother. That's a damn shame, man. So, I mean, you know, it's one of those things, man. It's like, again, I don't think that, look, you can be younger than me, you can be older than me, but I don't think that out of what we've known, I don't think there's ever been such a fucking time to look at everything and just look at it and be like, yo, it all sucks all at once. You might not, you see, there's a thing where it's like growing up, you know, living life a little bit. You saw like, you know, there's always a movie here or there you don't like. Oh, I don't like that kind of movie. No, I wouldn't watch that. I mean, come on, man. From the time we were kids, there was always something here that we didn't like or we didn't want to watch. We're going to have that growing up. Everything's not going to be our cup of tea, right? But when the fuck have we looked around and was like, yo, a fucking majority of this shit, I don't give a fuck if it's a comic book, a movie, a cartoon, a manga, well, no, we ain't going to throw manga, a cartoon, video games, like we talking AAA games that we're accustomed to playing and shit like that. When the fuck has it all just fucking been like a huge fucking stinker for at least a decade? It's never been like that, man. Not before these last 10 years. So it's like, well, damn, you know, it's like, what the fuck's happening? And then, of course, yeah, we do have, like right now, okay, everybody's for the last, what fucking two and a half years, everybody's been enjoying Transformers, the fucking Skybound Transformers comic book series. Yeah, everybody's been enjoying that shit. Well, I mean, I don't know about this last issue, but, you know, everybody's been enjoying the fucking Transformers, you know, comic book. Now, with that, yeah, I mean, you have things like that. You know, they had a Space Ghost comic book that was good. G.I. Joe was good. I have most of the G.I. Joe comic books. No, I didn't want to get fucking what they did with Scarlet, and I don't want to know. But again, that's none of that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's that, you know, trying to change characters or whatever. See, and then so, but for the most part, there's been a few things here or there. They had some stuff on like the Just Side of America that I thought was good. You know, they had some Batman comics. They had a few characters have, you know, a better part of some decent moments. You know, Superman for some parts good, some parts were bad. You know, Spider-Man's been going through a fucking slump. You know, and it's like, but damn, how many comic books are so bad? Like X-Men comic books, I wouldn't be caught. Fuck buying an X-Men comic book, man. I'll buy some old school X-Men, and I think I would probably stop for X-Men. And I'll tell you like this, with a lot of these fucking the main comic books, I would stop at like maybe issue 350, 400. I wouldn't This so far I would go with the X-Men before I would actually like stop. Same with Captain America. Same with Thor, Hulk. Well, no, actually Hulk's had some good shit all the way to now. Um, Again, it's a hit or miss, with some of this shit, man. But dog, Captain America's been drugged through the dirt. They tried to do the same shit with Batman. They fucked over Superman a little bit. And so it's hard, man. It's hard to read some of this shit, man. There's a lot of things going out. There's a lot of things happening. And again, with movies, we don't want to talk about Indy. We don't want to talk about Star Wars. We don't want to talk about what happened with Trek. And I mean, we can, Star Trek. There's so much shit. And it's actually it's hurtful. Why? Because it's funny. Because even with like all the bad shit that's happened with all our favorite franchises, even with Doctor Who, there's people that would still keep their Doctor Who collection. But they would keep the whole collection all the way up to before Jodie, whatever the fuck her name is, Jodie Whittaker. I'm not sure if that's her last name, but the female Doctor. Everything before the female Doctor, people would keep that. With Doctor Who, they'll keep all the books. They'll keep all the comic books. Whatever the fuck ever came out of Doctor Who, people would keep all that shit. But when it comes to, the last two Doctors, nobody want that shit. Man, Doctor Who, the longest running sci-fi fucking franchise deal, just fucking shot itself in the foot twice. Shit. Dog, to a lifelong fan, man, dude, that shit is fucking hurtful as fuck, man. And the crazy part about it is people think that, probably the way we feel about some of this shit is childish or whatever the fuck. The thing is, a lot of this shit there was a moral compass to a lot of this shit that was written, that if you lived long enough to enjoy a lot of this shit, then you saw the morality and in what you were watching. And the thing is, nowadays, a lot of the shit that we watch, most of the shit, almost all of it, has no morality, has no soul. It's like watching a young, hopeful Luke Skywalker, and let's say you didn't read the books, like the EU books, the fucking Shadow of the Empire, all that, the fucking EU comics, all that shit. Let's say you never read, but from the last time you see Luke is fucking Return of the Jedi, and the next time you see him is in with him drinking titty milk and shit like that. It's like, man, it's like the soul got sucked out of his ass. And it's like, what the fuck happened to fucking Luke Skywalker, man? Boy, I tell you, man. That is some whack shit, man. That is some wild, wild shit right there, man. It's funny. I'm not like haha funny, but it's ironic, man, how when you talk about, let's say, like a character that has hope that we've ever seen, oh man, it would have to be between like Luke Skywalker and like Captain America. Like let's say a real hopeful fucking individual that when you watched them, you felt good. You know what I'm saying? Or you like, man, and he's going through some shit and he's not perfect or whatever the fuck, but man, the motherfucker's trying, and it's like cheering for Rudy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy as shit. And just to see all that hope get stomped out in a fucking movie, man. Like, this motherfucker was hopeful, doing hopeful shit, For that's what I don't get, bro. How can you have a motherfucker that you're watching him, you're watching a character survive a whole fucking trilogy, kicking ass, doing all kind of shit, surviving all kind of shit, and all of a sudden you see the fucking character like a few years later and he gets massacred or he gets treated like shit and he's just gone in like 5 fucking minutes, man. Holy fuck. This guy survived a fucking franchise and all of a sudden he gets murked in like 5 minutes. It's like, what the fuck? I don't know, man. That's some, I'll never get it, man. I don't get how, like, they can just, like, Optimus Prime, you know, his ass like he wasn't shit. Well, even Optimus Prime went out better than that. You know, even though they killed the hero, you know, to try to build a new franchise within the franchise kind of shits. You know what I'm saying? But fuck, man. Wow. You know, I'm gonna be honest, man. Even though, you know, there's a lot of people that at this point, no matter if a lot of these franchises course correct, there's a lot of people that are so cut off and like so disengaged with the franchises that even if they fixed it all, they will never come back. And you know what? The thing is, when you had people that from the time that they were kids fucking believing in all this shit, and then like later on, like they got posters. I seen so many like videos and like little movies and different things of people that have embraced these, you know. And the thing is, like, I don't even blame the like, you know, like, you know, you go to somebody's house and they have nothing but like Star Wars shit. From the time you get out the car, you look, they got a Star Wars fucking, you know, mat to wipe your feet on, you know, and you know, it's like you see all kind of shit. You walk in, you know, it's all over the place, you know, walls, curtains, bed sheets, the whole nine. I've seen shit like that. And to be honest, I can't even be mad at somebody, man, to have, you know, for having that kind of love for some shit, because, you know, that's what probably pulled them through a hard time, or that was the kind of thing that gave them hope. I get it, man. But then when you see that shit like being fucking ripped out of somebody's heart because they got a movie that in 5 minutes killed the fucking hero that, you know, this kid cared about, and you know, and you know, this hero that, you know, this kid looked up to, that became a man. Now as a man, he still looks up to this hero, and all of a sudden in 5 minutes his greatest hero gets turned to dust. It's fucked up, man. So, you know, so my thing is like, damn, you know, like, what do you do with that shit, man? And you know, that's the most hurtful thing. As a fan, I'm a fan. I'm not gonna lie. You know, but I guess you can say that I'm a fan of what was, than being a fan of what is. Yeah. You know, no, I can't speak for the future. Shit, I don't know if anything's gonna be, you know, getting better in the future. That's one of those things that, you know, you're basically gonna have to like wait and see. You know, you're gonna have to, you know, it's like, excuse me. You know, it's one of those things that only time can tell. But the way things have been rolling, times ain't looking too good. You know, and if it's been like this for almost 10 years, You know, what else is there to expect? Things to get better? How? When? And that's the, you know, how and when is, those are questions that have no answers. So, yeah, man. Like I say, those are questions that have no answers. So, with that, I went on my pop culture rant for today. And that's how we gonna do it. But I think I make very interesting points. And I think all my shits are valid. And we're gonna move on with the rest of the show. Let's see what we got here. All right, so let me see. Classics, my man. You definitely on point, brother. So they got this Starscream fan film, right? I love Starscream. Uh-oh. What's wrong? Damn. Can you even hear this shit? All right, let me see what's going on. You know what? I'm going to be real. The animation so far looks dope. So this is a Starscream fan film. And let me see. It's 5 minutes long. So already I'm liking it. It's looking good. Let's see what to do. Like his ass. Wow. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, Starscream over. Wow. Now, this looks dope. This looks dope. I like this. Let's go. All right.
What is so important that Megatron summoned me in the middle of patrol?
His orders were to make sure you arrive safely.
It's always another sad, futile plan to destroy the Autobots. If I were leader, we would be ruling the galaxy by now.
Yo, this is on point. Yo, they got the voice down. Yeah, man. Yo, I'm digging this. This is fire.
We have arrived. Just keep on going, boss.
Thundercracker.
What's going on here?
I forgot what the fuck the other guy's name is.
Who dares?
I do.
Megatron? What is the meaning of this?
I'm evaluating my new upgrade Starscream. Seeing that you are Air Commander, I want you to be part of the assessment.
What?
Part of the... Yes, Lord Megatron, but what you have me do?
Your task is simply to...
Yo, Megatron looks dope. I'm not even gonna lie, yo. Megatron looks... Yo, dude, this looks like it's pulled right out of the fucking original cartoons, man. What the fuck? Wait, hold on, man. Now, the thing is this. Megatron can do all that, and he don't got to turn into no plane. Why is he turning into a plane?
Have you fried your circuit?
Let's see if you're as fast as your mouth.
You are a fool for fighting me in the skies, Megatron.
Is that all you've got?
Yo, voices are good. Exactly. Yo, that's exactly what I was saying, man. These guys, even though he doesn't sound like, Frank Welker or nothing, you know what I'm saying? But yo, this is fucking dope. You know, one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have the autograph, like, you know, the voice actress for RC. I have her autograph. I have the autograph of the gentleman that's the voice of Perceptor, and I have one more. Who is it? Perceptor, RC. So everybody from like the original Transformers the movie, and all that. At some point, I'm gonna have everybody's, including Megatron's, Optimus, Peter Cullen. I plan to have everybody's shit. Jazz might be a little bit more difficult because that was Catman Scruthers, if I'm not mistaken. That was Catman, so his autograph's gonna be a little bit more difficult, but I do plan to do that, and I'm gonna do that with Police Academy too. I'm gonna have everybody's fucking autograph. I got Hightowers and that other dude that he fucking ate all the time. Remember, he ate a bowl. He ate like cereal that had some cat shit in it, and he fucking flung the cat shit at the cat. I got his autograph too, man. So yeah. I plan to get everybody's fucking autograph, but these guys, I plan to get all their shits, man. Like, no joke. Yeah, for real, man. Let's go back to this, though. Man, what's this? Game over, right? Holy shit. Come on, Megatron. Let's do it. Oh, shit. Yo, I got to keep this one saved in my this one gets a thumbs up, man. This one gets the thumbs up in this motherfucker, man. This is some good shit here, man. The guy who animated this is fucking dope.
Get the med base, Holder. We have a war to win.
Get your ass out of here. Yo. Wow. I like this, man. Oh, they got an RC one too? Don't tell me they got an RC one too, man. Holy shit. Yeah, I guess what? Transformer Sunday? Is this what we doing? It's only 5 minutes, fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Final transformation. By the power of the Zell Quartz, make me the ultimate weapon.
Yo, come on, man. Dude, this is raw as fuck, man. This is dope. This is dope, man. Damn. Here we go. Daniel's hoverboard? Oh. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, man. Look at this. Who the fuck is
Sorry, ladies. Hate to cut this short, but duty calls.
That's Hot Rod. Was that? Nah, that's Hot Rod. That ain't Rodimus. Oh shit. But I don't know, man. Like, isn't she a motorcycle? Why is he fat? I know he got the crystal, but he turns into this shit. Starscream grabbed her ass. Okay.
Time for payback, Galvatron. You're finished.
Welcome back, RC.
Sorry about the beach ball. We didn't mean to wake you up like that.
How long was I in stasis?
Only a few megacycles. You didn't miss much.
Oh, come on, Cup.
Oh,
Live
wow.
You youngins and your fancy beach games. Back in my day, we used to play with exploding cryo shells. Now that was a real challenge.
Damn.
Why play with cryo shells? Beach ball is more fun. Easier to smash.
I like this. I like that shit.
Well, I suppose different strokes for different folks, my big friend.
I had the craziest dream. Galvatron was there, but he was even crazier than usual.
Sounds like a nightmare. I guess I'm glad we woke you up.
Nah, that's okay. I had him handled.
Oh, really? All by yourself, huh?
Well, you helped. A little. Come on, let's play.
Not bad. It was all a dream. Wow. I like that, man. That was actually pretty dope, man. I'm not gonna lie. This was actually pretty good. Yeah, man. Definitely give him a thumbs up on that shit. Let me see what else this dude has. All a dream. Yeah, man. But you know, it was a cool little look. What's this? RC production report. Okay, what else? Phantom Galaxies. Oh, he does all kind of little shits. He's a 3D artist who loves to explore what the medium can do. Also loves the 80s. I feel you, man. That was pretty good, man. 24 videos, 81.7. You know what? That's some good shit right there, man. I'm not even mad at dude, man. Nah, he did some good shit. All right. Yeah, we're done with that. But yeah, man. He did some good shit right there. Now, let me see what else. Hey, check this shit out. Hold on a second, man. Let me see. Let me show you this thing. I thought it was pretty cool. Hold on. Oh, fuck out of here.
Just seeing this as another creature that I had to deal with, but just talk to me.
But that shot that they did with you walking
Check this shit out.
towards him, that shot shooting down and then going over to Splinter and then slapping it, you know. It was really cool, you know. I mean, they don't do that on Sesame Street.
Right. They do this as the cameras aren't rolling.
No, very nerdy. Sometimes they beat up each other. But no, that's all here. But no, it was.
My brain just broke just now.
How are you? How are you? Cowabunga! Hello, how are you? I made it funny.
You did?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Nice to see you all.
And that's the genius of the art form, is you lose this guy.
Wow.
And it's just this guy.
No, that's dope right there, man. That's, yeah, man. They don't even do that anymore, bro.
Well, how do you deal with him? Just seeing.
Man. Those were the days. Yeah, man. Ain't that some shit? Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna check out V chapter 3. I don't know if you guys remember, we checked out chapter 1, chapter 2 last time I did a live stream, which was about a week or two ago, something like that. And it was actually very good. We got chapter 3 lined up. Definitely gonna hit that. So, but that shit was actually pretty dope. That was some cool shit. You know, I found this video of something that I thought was very fucking cool. Let me pull it up right here. I got it lined up. All right, here. Wait, is this it? No, that ain't. Here it goes.
I built a.
So this guy here, right? He built an actual kit from Knight Rider with real AI in it that can actually see, talk, and think. Man, I seen that shit and I was like, what? I haven't even seen a video, but when I seen the title of it, I was like, yo, I'm gonna have to see what this is about. So this, let's see what's going on with this.
I built a Knight Rider replica and
I fucking forgot to hit the button. My bad, y'all. All right. So again, this guy built an actual Knight Rider kit, Knight Rider, and he put real AI in that shit. So let's see how this thing went.
I built a Knight Rider replica, and I'm developing an AI system for it.
This is not just another AI chatbot. This is a whole nother world. For example, Kit can actually use the internet to perform data access maneuvers in order to find addresses, phone numbers, names, websites, and information, and then display those on the monitor for you, just like in the show.
I found several appealing dining establishments nearby. I will display the restaurants, which include the Vineyard, Arthur's, and Dexter's.
Kit knows his exact GPS coordinates at all times, and
man, come on, man. Bro, I want one of those. I want one of these, man. Classics. Man, we got to get our hands on one of these one day, man.
he can generate images on command.
I started posting videos about it online and got a lot of traction. A lot of other folks were saying, hey, can I have that too? And long story short, it turned into a product. And so that's where we are today.
What?
Levi, it's great to see you.
Well, it's great to be here, Michael. So glad to join you.
So you're a Knight Rider fan, obviously. I'm assuming so. You put a lot of work into a system here. I'm assuming that you've at least seen a couple episodes.
I built a Knight Rider replica, and I'm developing an AI system for it. So you would hope I would be a fan, at least.
What did you like about the show?
Well, I've been watching the show for pretty much as long as I can remember. It used to be on the Sci-Fi channel. They were doing reruns because I grew up in the mid-'90s, and so that I was growing up after the show aired. And I was just absolutely mesmerized by the whole idea of a talking car that could drive itself and had personality and all that. I turned all of my toy cars into Knight Rider toys. I turned, my go-kart that we had on the farm into a Knight Rider car and just trying to just pretend that I was Michael Knight, essentially. And so it's always was my dream to build a replica. And so I ended up doing that eventually and just finished it recently. And a couple years ago, I was, obviously watching the developments with AI and all the buzz that has been about it. And I thought, I wonder if there's a way to try to utilize some of this technology and do something really fun with it for my.
Man. Cool. Classics. Hey, man, look, man. Man, just imagine having one of these. Dude. Okay. How much was some shit? Classics, for real, man. How much you think something like this would cost? Because he's saying, hey, like, we could purchase one of these. What? And how much would it be to get the fucking car? Or do you have to buy the car with that in it? Could you build your own car and have him put the piece in there? Like, how does this work? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying. But just imagine. And that motherfucker could drive you around. Like, just like the, what the fuck they call those self-driving cars? Like some shit like that. Yeah, man. And that motherfucker be having the shits going back, Boy, that'd be some real shit. Yeah, man. Says, if I was driving that, I would absolutely have to play the theme music while driving. Damn, you would? Yeah, you know what? I'd probably do the same shit, man. No lie, man. I would, but you know what? I'd probably be pumping all kinds of 80s shits all at the same time, dude. I'd be pumping all kinds of 80s music, and from time to time, that theme song would have to be in rotation, man, for real. Yeah, it would have to be. I wouldn't want to get sick of hearing that shit, man. So I'd have to keep it in rotation, with a few other 100 songs, all 80 shits. Man, but just imagine. I just want to see it in action. Let's see what.
And so that's where some of the software development started.
Damn, classics.
And then I started posting videos about it online and got a lot of traction. A lot of other folks were saying, hey, can I have that too? And long story short, it turned into a product. And so that's where we are today.
Yeah, I saw you on TikTok, and a lot of people were sending me your videos, too. I had already seen you, of course, and followed. And they were like, you need to talk to this guy because he's got a really cool system. Is your background in software development, or did you have to, kind of figure that out as you go?
Well, so my day job is a college professor. So I teach at a college. You can kind of tell that by my background here, as I have my library behind me in my office. But I've always been involved as a side hustle in software development. So I learned my first scripting languages back in high school. So I was learning C++ and C# and things like that, and then eventually Python and HTML and things like that. So I've always been tinkering, always been developing, building things, games, little apps, stuff like that. And so I've never done it as a full-time job, but it feels like a second full-time job if it were.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about your Knight Rider replica. So did you buy? How did you do it? Like for me, I cheated. I'm not a builder at all. I found a car that was the exterior was done on an auction site. I bid on it. Didn't think I was going to win. And then 3 days later, from Florida, it showed up in my house. And I'm still like I go out there and I see it. And I'm like, this is. Feel like I'm in a GTA lobby like this. I shouldn't have this car, but it felt a tangible goal because we had a guy here a couple of years ago who did the same thing. He found a Trans Am in Oklahoma. It didn't work very well. He towed it. He got all the work done to it. He had it painted, and now it's a working Knight Rider replica.
Damn, how much? Let me ask you something. Like, how much a Trans Am? How much a fucking Trans Am go for? You know what? They probably all kind of prices. But then you have to sit there, do all the shits to it. Yeah, I could see it being. I ain't gonna lie. This dude he got a pretty sweet little setup. I'm not gonna lie. He does have a pretty sweet setup, man. I ain't gonna lie. And definitely loving the Adam West Batman, that's for sure. Then he has Looks like it's autographed. Huh. There's something written right there. That's interesting. Huh. Funko Pops. I don't know about them. All right. Let's go.
What was your story? How did you find it? What did you do? How much work did you put into it? You know, that kind of thing.
There you
Great
go,
question.
man.
So I found my car in Wisconsin, and it had an interesting story. So it was not a Knight Rider car at all. It was just a normal Trans Am. Nothing Knight Rider about it at all. And the second owner was the one that I bought it from. The first owner had bought it new and left it in a garage because he had died a few years later, and his widow never really did anything with it, so it sat in a garage for 25 years.
Wow.
And then the second owner purchased it from her, swapped out the engine because it had a 4-cylinder in it. It was the Iron Duke engine that they had in some of those at the time. And so he pulled that out, put a 350 in it, so it has a nice V8 now. And then he did a little work to it for about a year, and then he was going to have a kid, so then he had listed it on Craigslist. And so I had then gone to Wisconsin to take a look at it. And generally, you don't want to buy cars from up there necessarily because of the salt roads. And,
right,
you know,
the rust and all that.
Exactly. But this particular car had sat in a garage for almost all of its life. And so there was no rust, and it was in great, great shape. So I bought the car from him with the intention of turning it into kit. And so that began a 10-year process of turning it into the Knight Rider car that I have now. So I started by doing some of the external work. So I got, you know, a Knight Rider.
Damn, 10 years. Fuck. I could see that though. I could see it. I could see it. To be honest, man, it's all about money. But if that's not the, man, just to convert it into something like that, and you want it to be the real deal. I could see it not being like I could see it being a pretty penny, man.
Front bumper, they got the scanner lights for it, the tail light blackout, some different parts, as I'm sure you're aware, and started doing the exterior of the car. And I did just those parts and then painted it black, just very simple, cheap paint job, trying to match everything. And then left it that way for about 7 years because I was off in graduate school and then doing doctoral work and things like that. And then more recently, the last 2 or 3 years is when I have essentially pulled it out of storage again and sought to finish it.
Yeah.
And so I tore apart the whole inside, completely rewired everything, redid the whole carpet, interior, Knight Rider dashboard, consoles, and all that. And then, of course, the AI computer system. And right now, the car is at the body shop getting its brand new, perfect paint job. And I should have it back in about 3 weeks. So it's...
You know what? So technically... he worked on it the first year, or maybe a few months into the first year, had it sitting in storage for 7 years and worked on it for 3. So he ain't worked on it for the whole. No, he only worked on it for maybe 4 years. Okay, all right, I get it now. 4 years worth of work, because if he's been working on it for 10 years and it was sitting up for 7, I could give him about 3-4 years that he's actually worked on it.
Coming to the end of a very long process.
I I'm fascinated with AI and dabbled in stuff like that, and literally 6 months ago I'm like, I can't wait until I can put some sort of like Raspberry Pi into the car. And then, put ChatGPT or something, or 11 Labs in there. And I have a friend who built a Johnny 5 replica. He's here in Texas, and he's basically doing the same thing. So I'm kind of like, well, we can do that for the Knight Rider car. Then I turn on TikTok, and you're already doing it. So tell us a little bit about the product. Like, what is it something that, like, I don't have a Knight Rider dash yet. Is it something, though, that if you do have a Knight Rider car dash, can you install it with it? Or do you need to buy a whole new system? Like, how does it work?
Yeah, that's a great question. So let me start out by saying, so the product you're talking about is the AlphaTech AI.
Shit, that takes a lot of dedication. Yeah, man. Dude, do you see the fucking steering wheel? Look at this.
System software. Right, so that's the name that we've given to it. Inspired a little bit by KITT's Alpha Circuit. from the TV show question. So let me start out by saying, so
Car Dash, can you install it with it, or do you need to buy a whole new system?
Look at this shit. You know, it's funny. I don't remember the steering wheel looking like that, but to be honest, this guy here is he's the Knight Rider expert. Yeah, he probably did have the steering wheel like that. Just because I don't remember it doesn't mean it wasn't like that. But damn, steering wheel, I don't know. But the way he's holding it, the way it kind of looks like if he's like too much on it, like he's driving like this. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being like at a distance. But he looks like he's a little guy too. He don't look like he's a big dude. Like with me, if I was driving, I would have to be back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But maybe with this dude, he's a little shorter. It looks like he's driving with the fucking steering wheel right, like almost on his chest, kind of shits. Because you can see how close he is. Come on, man. Like it's, especially if he's wearing some kind of like, GoPro type shits or whatever on his thing or whatnot, a little, thing snap on, whatever. Yeah, I could see that.
Like, how does it work?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a great question. So let me start out by saying, so the product you're talking about is the AlphaTech AI system software.
All right, so,
so that's the name that we've given to it. Inspired a little bit by Kit's Alpha Circuit from the TV show. So the AlphaTech software.
Knight Rider kit.
I will say that
AI,
the software that I'm about to describe, it's not affiliated in any way with NBC Universal or Knight Rider or anything like that. And it's not even tied specifically to the Kit inspired character. You can actually very easily change the character to, characters from any other TV show or a custom character that you want to do. You can change the voice, the personality, the identity.
So you can change Kit's voice and Kit's personality to match different characters. So you can make the fucking car sound and talk like Superman and think like Superman. Or you can make the fucking character... What? For real? Holy shit.
The graphical interface, all those things I want to do. You can change the voice, the personality. You can actually very easily change the character to, characters from any other TV show or a custom character that you want to do. You can change the voice, the personality, the identity, the graphical interface, all those things. I've got customers that are going to do Transformers characters with it.
Wow.
Or Jarvis from Iron Man or things like that. So it's designed to be super easy to turn into whatever you want it to be. But essentially the way that it works is, so it's a software program that runs on a mini PC in the car. So there's a separate computer that you put in there. It's a low power consumption, uses about 3 amps of power, so it won't drain your battery at car shows as much as like, a gaming laptop would or something like that. And what it's designed to do is you put the computer in there, and then the computer itself runs the software, and it functions primarily by using API calls over the internet. And so that allows the processing to be done on servers rather than locally.
So there's a mini computer in your shits that's powering this whole thing. Okay.
Because if you process everything locally, you're going to use a ton of power, and it's not cost effective because you have to put a $5,000 computer in there as opposed to a little mini computer that costs $200.
Right.
And so it does the problem.
A mini computer that costs $200? $200? Holy shit. Okay, so okay, all right, hold on. So if this mini computer he's talking about costs $200, how much do the actual whatever the fuck he's selling to make your shit sound like whatever it's gonna sound like, how much does that shit cost?
processing on a server, and essentially.
And then how much does it cost to install it? Said I might like to have the AI be Kit's evil duplicate car. Yup. I'd grow a goatee and everything. Holy shit. But that would mean that it would be sitting there talking shit, huh? Acting all evil and shit. You know what? That would be awesome, man. That would be dope.
What it does, it allows you to do voice conversation in whatever character that you decide you want it to be. So in our case, we would have Kit in there, and that's what I do in my car. So it's got a voice that's very much inspired by William Daniels. I've tried to very hard to make it feel reminiscent of that. So we've got the voice conversation you can do, but it's more than just voice conversation. Of course, it's integrated with cameras around the car, and so the AI can actually see you through up to 4, 5, 6 cameras that you can put around the car, and I've hidden most of them fairly decently in like the upper console and things, so you wouldn't really see them unless you noticed them. But the AI can see you while you're talking, and it does facial recognition, object detection. It can read, so if there's a sign that it's visible to it, it'll point out, hey, I see there's a billboard for, Chick-fil-A or something, and make a comment about it or whatever.
Are you fucking serious? He got a shitload of cameras that are hidden. Okay, all right. And this one, and it does facial recognition. It knows what the fuck it's doing. So it points shit out, sees billboards. And then it could also run through the internet and all this. Oh my. Okay, let's.
So it can see things. It's got a GPS receiver, so it bases responses on your current location. It knows exactly where it's at, coordinates-wise, all the time. You can make phone calls to other characters as well. So, like, if you have the character to be inspired by Kit, you can make phone calls to Devin Miles or to the arch enemy Carr or to Bonnie Barstow, the mechanic from the show. And of course, the voice and personality changes because you're on a phone call with that other person. There's more features coming as well where it'll be able to generate images. It will be able to...
What the fuck does it mean by generate images? What? Wait. So why... Okay. So, wait a minute. So what it's saying is that if you're on the phone, the person that you're talking to is going to sound like one of the fucking characters off of the show? Did I hear that right? Yo, Classic, you got to talk to me, man. What? Is that... Come on, man. Wait a minute. Let me hear that shit again. Hold on.
There's more features coming as well where it'll be able to generate images or to Bonnie Barstow, exactly where it's at, coordinates-wise, all the time. You can make phone calls to other characters as well. So, like, if you have...
Wait, phone calls to other characters. So, you could be in the car and make a fake phone call to one of the other characters on the show, and the AI, like, you'll have a conversation with it, like if it's a real phone call. Am I getting this right? Is this okay?
The character to be inspired by Kit, you can make phone calls to Devin Miles or to the arch enemy Carr or to Bonnie Barstow, the mechanic from the show. And of course, the voice and personality changes because you're on a phone call with that other person. There's more features coming as well where it'll be able to generate images. It will be able to be a little bit more autonomous. So I'm working on a function right now called surveillance mode, where essentially what you'll be able to do is kind of leave the car in a parking lot, turn surveillance mode on, and then the AI will constantly look through the cameras automatically and look for people to start conversations with.
Wow.
And so essentially, like what I imagine, I'm going to do some videos on this once it's done being developed, but I'm going to leave it in a grocery store parking lot and just turn it on and then try to get people to come over and start a conversation with the car because the car is calling out and saying, hey, you with the red t-shirt, don't get too close. And then that person's like, wait, what? And then it starts coming over to the car. So kind of like what was happening in the Knight Rider show itself.
Yeah.
I want people to come over. So I'm trying to develop fun features like that that'll make it really fun for car shows, really fun for, I mean, just, you know, just even just having fun with other people.
Wow.
So.
One thing I noticed from your videos, the late.
Damn, that's ill.
Latency seems to be very short between asking, you know, the system a question and then it responding. It's very short. I've seen other systems that, you know, it may take 30 seconds before it comes back with an answer, but yours is only a few seconds, really. So that's something that's a feat of engineering that you've solved.
Well, and I'm always trying to do.
That's what it sounds like. It will simulate a call, and the AI will shift to be another character. Yeah, that's what I thought. Damn. I'll tell you what, man. Let me grab something real quick. I'll be right back. Oh shit, that's funny. My bad, y'all. All right, let's go.
Improve it too. So, you know, it's right now the latency is determined somewhat by the internet connection.
Sure.
And so when you're out on the road, you know, usually it's about 1 to 2 seconds between when you finish talking and when it responds. So it makes it so that you can have a pretty fluid conversation with it.
Do you have so with the mini PC? Does it have like a cell connection? Is that you pay for like a subscription for it, like an eSIM, or is it connected to your phone and it uses the internet from your phone?
The way I do it is I just have it connected to my phone. So
Okay.
the computer itself is just a Windows mini PC. So you just connect to whatever Wi-Fi you want to use. If you want to use your home Wi-Fi when you're at home, use your mobile hotspot when you're on the go. When I'm going, I just have my mobile phone hotspot working, and it works great.
Perfect. You are working to get this thing out with Knights of Kentucky, is what I read?
That's right, yeah. So the product is actually available right now. So
is it?
It is for sale. We just launched it about a week and a half ago, actually. And yeah, so it's on KnightIndustriesOfKentucky.com. Scott Benson is the owner of that website. And
Knight Industries of Kentucky. Yeah, I was wondering that too, man. You know what it would be cool? If it can, like, let's say if you park it, it can like drive itself around and come pick you up. Like that kind of shit would be dope.
that business, and so he hosts a lot of different products related to replica building and things like that. And so the product is there. I'm working on my own website as well, which will have more information and a lot more things there as well. But the product is there and it is available at the moment.
Do you have a price of what it's going for right now?
Yeah, so it's listed there for $1,500.
Okay.
And
Classics, $1,500. $1,500. So this is $1,500. Wow. $1,500. You know, actually, that's not $1,500. That ain't bad. $1,500.
what that is for the software license, as well as all of the instructions, including a set of video instructions for exactly how to set up the software. It explains every little feature. It explains how to wire it all in the car, like exactly where all the parts go, all those kind of things. And so it's designed to give you everything you need to set up. There's no monthly fee. It's just a flat cost right on the front end.
Wow.
And then the system requires a subscription to a couple of API services like
Sure.
Google,
Yeah.
Amazon, because they're doing some of the hardcore processing. And those services they're pay as you go, but they're very, very cheap right now. So like the most I've ever been charged by Google is like $1.50 for a month.
So it doesn't come with the camera, the mini computer. You buy that, but you tell us what kind of computers and cameras to look out for, basically.
Exactly.
So if I want my system to be like yours, I can go out and do all that, or I can just put the computer in and not worry about the cameras. You kind of have like we can customize it to what you're looking for, right?
Yep, exactly
Okay.
right.
But damn, my thing is, like, why would you want it without all the sensors? Like, without it being able to, like, read everything around you and do all that shit? Like, why wouldn't you want it? I don't know, man. Like, I wouldn't, like, if my car couldn't do all that, I wouldn't want it. But then, then again, how much would that cost? How much time do you have to put into it? Do you have to, hire somebody to install that shit? Or if it's is it the way he's talking about it? Is it something that anybody can do? Because there's people that aren't like, they're not good, dealing with all that bullshit. So what happens then? I guess they gotta hire somebody to fucking do it. No, it's crazy.
Right. If you want it super simple, you just want a computer that talks to you, you can do that and not worry about the cameras. If you want the cameras, you want all the extra stuff, you can get all that stuff too. So the hardware itself comes out to roughly about $600.
Okay.
Not expensive for the cameras and the computer and everything. And the recommended hardware list is right there in the product description on Knight Industries of Kentucky. So you can look that up. It just shows up as an app.
Okay, so this is $1,500 for the software. Roughly about $600 for the hardware. So let's give or take, you would say anywhere between $2,100 to maybe $2,400, depending on, tax and all this other bullshit, whatever. Let me ask you this, Classics. You think that would be worth spending $2,100 to maybe $2,300, $2,400 on this whole kit, deal where you get all the information, you get the cameras, you get all the other shits? To be honest, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it if you can actually get your car to the point that it can do all of those things. Just being real.
Amazon wish list.
That's awesome. All right, let me ask you a personal question from you know, again, I'm not a builder, but I'm you know, the next step to the car that I've got is I want to put the dash in, obviously. We took it to a car show, not a car show, Comic-Con back in October, and everyone's, you know, we had the light going and it's talking and it's doing all these things, and then, you know, the natural progression is everyone goes to the window to look inside the car and there's no dash. So we put like an Alf doll in there or something just to give them something to look at. My plan was I was going to go on, you know, Night Industries of Kentucky, and I was going to get a fully built dash and then have somebody install it. You know, it's a plug and play essentially. But then I saw somebody at the Comic-Con and they're like, hey, don't do that because of fit issues. Buy all the pieces and then assemble it in the car. Do you have any sort of experience with that?
Well, I built my car, so yes. And what I did was I bought all the parts separately and put it all together myself. But at the end of the day, whether the parts are together or whether they're separate, it's still the same parts. And so you're always going to have fit issues no matter what.
Right. So you're still going to have.
What's up, Classic? She says, if you can afford it, it would be cool to have, but it would take years of work. You know, actually, I think the years of work, I think it all boils down to money. If you had enough money, you could probably get it done quicker if that's what, something that you wanted to do. But I think from what it sounds like to me, it looks like the majority of the money and the time would be turning the, of course, first you have to buy the Trans Am, right? Then you got to transform that motherfucker to look like Kit. Now you got those two situations. Then the thing is, like, they're talking about having a dashboard, like, buy it, in pieces so you could build it yourself, or you could buy it already made. They didn't even talk about how much. See, the thing is, when they were talking about the hardware, they were talking about for the computer that you have to install in Kit. They're talking about dashboard and all this other shit. That's something completely different that they haven't even covered the price for that yet. So he says, well, if you buy it, in pieces and you put it together, or if you buy it whole, it's still the same shit. Okay, well, how much does that cost? So, yeah, I could see it being some years. I agree with you. I could see it. I could see it taking a few years to get that done. But again, if you got the money and you can like streamline it, I could see that happening. But you're working on a budget, and this is one of your dream shits that you gotta put together. Then yeah, I could see it. I could see it taking some time. I could see it taking some years.
Have to fix that edge or whatever. You're gonna have to do whatever modifications, regardless.
Right.
Exactly. And it depends on also who you buy the dashboard from as to how exactly it's designed to fit over the original dashboard. There's usually some cutting that you have to do of some of the plastic pieces under the dash in order to get it to fit just right. But it depends on which manufacturer that you're getting the dashboard.
Okay, but see, my thing is getting all this shit to light up. All this shit. Like, all that shit looks good. But man, you're driving it and none of this shit is active or activated. Like, it's more of like for show. I would rather have it really lighting up. That's me personally. If I'm gonna go through all that shit, I might as well have that shit lit up as well, the way it's really supposed to look. Not just something that's just there. I don't know, man. maybe the colors get a little bit more vibrant if it's fucking dark outside or some shit. But I'm just saying.
But with regard to the AlphaTech system, it works with any dashboard electronics.
Perfect.
So it doesn't require a specific dashboard at all. The only point of connection between the AlphaTech software, computer, and all that, and the dashboard is the voice box display, so that Kit's voice box lights up when he's talking.
Well, I'm so excited. Now you make me. I'm gonna have to get in more debt, get the dash, then buy your system, and then all that stuff. I'm really excited about it. I'm glad you're doing this. Your next system, you have to do it to where it drives by itself. You're gonna have to come up with some sort of system like that. And if you can keep it around the $1,500 mark too, that would be great.
Well, I will keep that in mind. We'll make that a goal.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Where can we find you? I know you're going to build a website and all that, but you're on social media. Where can we find updates? And when you do have a website, where are you going to post that stuff to? What's the best place to follow you?
It's a great question. So we've already mentioned, you mentioned already that I'm on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Our main following, though, is on Facebook, actually. So we have a Facebook page for AlphaTech AI systems, and we actually post most of our content there. So some stuff makes it to TikTok, but Facebook is where we have the majority of the following.
There you go. AlphaTech. Facebook.com/people/AlphaTech. Okay. Interesting, man.
And so that's where I'd recommend that people go if they want more information. And obviously when the website launches and more information comes, Facebook page is the primary place where we're releasing information right now.
Awesome. Well, man, I appreciate it. Thank you for all the work that you're doing for the Knight Rider builder community. And I'm really excited to have this in my car in the next 20 years.
Right.
Whenever I get around to it.
Michael.
Appreciate it.
Hello, I'm Quentin Tarantino.
You don't want to see Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, that was pretty interesting, man. That was pretty interesting. Like I said, when I saw that, it made me think like, well, damn, look at what's going on. It's some very interesting shit happening. So, not bad. Damn. You can really get your own kit that talks shit in the whole nine. I like that. Yeah. Shit, let me see what else we're gonna check out here. What else we got going on? Yeah, that wasn't bad, huh? I don't think that was bad at all. Now, I think for your viewing pleasure, if you guys would like, I think I have some Armored MMA. If you guys haven't seen it, it's MMA with people that are wearing full body armor, like back in the day with the Knights of the Round Table, that kind of shit, where jousting and all that kind of shit. They come full body armor, like the old swordsman from hundreds, thousands of years ago. And it's interesting. I just found out about it about a month or two ago. Since I've showed it twice already. So this will be the third time, which is normally the charm. And, hopefully this would be interesting. So we're going to go look at it. Check it out. So it's Judo and Armor. All right. This thing is about 17 minutes. We'll see. Hopefully,
From Dallas, Texas, it's Adam Harrigan.
Adam Harrigan to a booming bass line.
Man, Look at that.
And also, the winner of the super welterweight crown.
Okay, so he's the welterweight champion.
He has so many accolades.
Look at this shit. Yeah.
Fighter number 2, from Muscatine, Wisconsin, it's Jordan Rank.
And Jordan Rank is his opponent.
The big thing that Jordan brings to the table now is the brown belt in judo. Great sport to know for armored combat, and it'll absolutely upset your grappling game. So if you think you're going to hang on to him and not get tossed, we'll see. We'll see how that goes tonight. As we
Okay. All right.
2 of Tennessee, 175-pound middleweight fight. But what this tale is not telling you is the amount of awards and accolades to Adam Harrigan's name. Check this out. 2022 HMB Nationals Middleweight Pro Fight Champion. ACS Nationals Middleweight Pro Fight Champion 2022. ACS Nations 5v5 Gold Medal 2020, 21, and 22. Buhar World League Gold Cup 5v5 Gold Medal 2023. IMC 5v5, 10-10, 16v16 2024. That is your #1 ranked Adam Harrigan.
It just keeps on going.
Introduce the fighter.
So, one dude is a judo champion. Okay. All right. A judo champion, huh? All right. I heard and if I'm not mistaken, this guy is the judo champion, the guy in the yellow. So he won all these fucking titles, these belts, all this shit. They just ran through a whole list of shits saying that this dude he's supposed to be the man right here. And they say that he can do all kind of stuff. And I'm waiting to see what the fuck's getting ready to happen.
Wearing the blue tether, your super welterweight title holder is Adam Harrigan.
So the guy in the blue is the title holder, and the guy in the yellow is the judo master.
Wearing the black and yellow tabard, it's Jordan
And the Wisconsin product gets a little bit more love here from the Chicagoland crowd.
The fighters have agreed to 3 2-minute rounds. You're taken to the ground to be stood up for 15 seconds. No illegal strikes. Defend yourselves at all times and obey the referee at all times. Fighters, do you agree to these terms?
Then touch tips, head back to your corner.
Holy schmagolas.
You know,
Say, who are y'all rooting for? Who you think is gonna win? The champion in blue, or the judo master in yellow? Or you think the judo guy is gonna take the belt? What y'all think? Cause this thing's about to get wicked. I hope. Shit. Man, let's check it out.
Talk about like how people get into fighting. We talked about how Bam Bam was playing D&D. Harrigan was a large.
Oh, heck yeah. Are you ready? And are you ready for this final match of the year? And start fight.
When people talk about sword fighting, it doesn't matter where you come from. It's where you've learned that skills and get in there. I don't care if it's lightsabers, LARPing, foam sword, anything. Now that you're in the cage, slinging steel, and the champ is out for blood.
Main event underway. It's the #1 Adam Harrigan against the #5 Jordan Rank in this middleweight clash. Raj Nation, Spencer Waddell.
Huge
Mickey
right off the
Moreno.
That's that judo right there.
And Rank takes down Harrigan and uses a headbutt now.
Wow.
And now he's using the sword as he gets back up
Damn.
onto his feet and the shield.
good. He looks good.
Adam again. Look at Ring.
Wow, look at that.
You can't sleep as the king. Not saying Adam is sleeping.
Man, look at these boys. You see this? Shit. Armored MMA. Where you been on my live?
Here, but he's coming after them. You have the crown. This is not a title fight, but you're still showing the world what you can do. And Adam's like, you look at his face now. He's like, all right, okay.
That's right. Yeah, when I fought Adam, like my grapple game was not up to.
I ain't gonna lie though, man. This look. This little ass shield right here. This shit don't cut it, man. Like you got to have some. I'd rather have some shit like this here, man. I'd rather have the big shield. Fuck the little shield, man. I don't know what's this. I don't know, man. I don't see the point. That's that's all I'm saying.
Car, and I worked 2 months straight trying to catch up with Adam.
Oh, wow.
Man, it's hard to take him down, but Jordan's ranked judo is insane, so I really was excited to have this matchup happen.
This is a potential title fight in the future.
Yeah.
Nice work. So you see that explosive energy. Adam's still thinking about looking for moves. There's a lot of the jockey for position.
Nice underhook right there.
Nice underhook.
If you're Harrigan, you got to find a way to either trip the leg or just almost like push Rank off of you to get yourself away from the cage.
Just like so. It's like you have the controller there. You're trying to do that part.
Oh.
Adam's just seeing, he's observing. You don't want to run away from the cage either, because that's when you get those trips that we saw before.
Right. 30 seconds. Now, in traditional MMA, a fighter does have the ability to kind of like stomp the foot in a situation like this. Can you do that in armored MMA?
Not in this one. We don't promote stomping to the top of the feet. With all that weight going on, if you were to use a heel, that you can break bones like 100%.
And actually, it's more of an exposed heel against steel.
Yes.
So even the person delivering it might actually be on the worst receiving end.
There's a lot of those. Ooh. So that's, he shoved him down. Talk about the whole pushing him off. Now he needs, but then he pushed off of it, so he shoved through. Rank is now on top. Adam is in trouble, and he's blocking those heads for stopping fights. That was an amazing exchange, as we talked about, from one to another to another.
Man. Yup. It's a sport for men.
Look at that. Harrigan takes down Rank counters from the ground. Rank then lands some ground and pound. Harrigan.
Harrigan's coming behind.
Gotta be re-strategizing now heading into the second round.
That one, if I was a judge, I'm saying about 10-9. That one could almost be a 10-8 at that part. It really depends.
And there you see Rank here come back around on the counter and able to land those shield jabs.
Yeah, but you're starting to see that Adam's framing up all right on that one.
Yeah.
But really, Adam's a lefty, and he's a great at smacking people.
There's so much chess.
I fought both of these guys, and the big thing is Adam's slick. He's one of the slickest takedown artists, especially for his weight class. And then you got Jordan, who never gives up on a takedown. Every takedown, he's full crank. Full go.
As you can see in that last exchange where you got takedown, he just kept on going, so he was on top.
Absolutely. So when I think of like good people to emulate for training in the sport, would 100% be Jordan Rank. He's doing all the things like all the best MMA fighters are doing out there, mixing calisthenics, mixing plyometrics, all that stuff like that. He's always hitting all those different things, and then still working on his skills. You know, I'd love to see him like improve a little bit on his sword work and stuff like that. But like if he could throw you to the ground, beat you.
Who needs to? Yeah. They would add that to a game to where he'd have almost no flaws. Someone comes up against him and you're like, well, he's got a great ground game, he's got a great stand-up game. Where do I start getting your way is fixing his arm.
Right.
Yeah.
Fighter number 1, are you ready? Fighter number 2, are you ready?
Texas against Wisconsin, huh?
And start fight.
Round
so
2.
is Jordan Rank.
Main event, Adam Harrigan. Jordan Rank, the 1 seed against the 5 seed middleweight clash here at Armored MMA from the Hammond Civic Center in Hammond, Indiana.
Listen to the crowd. They were getting into it. They were just absolutely.
Oh, good seatbelt from Adam there.
And then you see the tug of the helmet there on Rank.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow. Nice, really power generation, really quick turn. making sure the judges see it. Also, it's ringing. He's trying to get that takedown. Nice step out from Adam Harrigan.
Really what I see Jordan doing really well is making sure the hips are taken out from underneath Adam. He's really pinning him against the wall. Even in his sprawls, they're going to not be able to generate power to get out of that or even counter throw.
But now we got a
armor failure, I believe.
Armor buckle came loose.
Quick minute to repair, or he'll be penalized.
They'll use the leather tie to refasten it.
Yep, it might just come off. Because sometimes you're working on things.
Yeah.
Oh, but no, it broke, so they're
Duct
taping
tape
it down. They're using some athletic tape, getting it through.
Fighter's repaired his armor in less than a minute. He will not be penalized. Armor failure rule.
And some people are like, well, why don't you do a full armor repair? It can take a lot of things. Oh, nice sword strike off there. We talked about the sword work. That was a great offside mole. Jordan's trying to get him up against that wall.
Yeah. And these shield shots that Rank is able to pull are just, there's just so much force behind them. And now Harrigan pressing Rank up against the cage for really, about the first time we've seen in this fight.
He's kind of steering him around. Rank has to watch out. If he's extending his right leg really far, if Harrigan sees that and just pulls it and hooks it, he's going to be in trouble.
You're looking at the armor difference here.
Oh, nice spinning back fist. And get out. Clean hit, then move. Nice little style points, little panache.
30 seconds.
This is where, nice slip. Oh, but nice elbow. Crazy throw. He's reaching over to make sure to block the hits.
Yeah.
There's not a lot he can do at this point. He needs to try to suffer his energy and turn around.
They might separate him just they're going to keep it going until...
And then it depends on the judges with that one if they're getting those little slaps. It's still enough force and power, but it depends.
Yeah.
Damn.
But that great, I want to see the replay of that later.
All right, they're back at it. Final seconds.
Yeah, actually, that shit.
Oh, that sparks.
It makes you wonder, like, did the guy in the yellow, like, he didn't move when he fell when he was on the other guy. Was that like something tactical that he did on purpose, or was it like that because he couldn't actually move? And I guess that would be my question with that.
Metal flies.
Actual sparks.
And actually, I like how the referee comes in and breaks them up, so it doesn't look like they're doing all the exact same shit, just like grabbing each other, going to the fucking, going to the cage, or whatever.
Lines from metal
cool,
meeting
man.
metal.
Yep, that's what you get to see. Sometimes when that happens to you,
Looks
smell
like
it.
they
You're
got
kind of
like one more round.
Smells like burning. Yeah.
All right, so here's that replay.
Yeah, good shield play, good aggression. I would love to see this be a championship fight, honestly.
I think it's going to be.
Jordan's got to fight his way through the ranks. Get back to a championship later. But nice seatbelt from Adam. That's what he's got to be doing. He's got to pop his hips under Jordan. Jordan's a meatball, though. Man, he's strong. He power lifts, too.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Like I said, Bohemian Monk.
Yeah.
He's training in the mountains. He's doing all these things. He's training his body, mind, and soul. Okay, so this is the one I think it's going to see.
Well, we're going to see probably the spinning back fist first from spinning back fist. Actually hit right underneath the armor, too.
Oh, that sucked. That's why it was good. And he got out. Yeah. Jordan kind of like, oh, okay.
But here's the spin into the throw. It was like an Ippon side elbow.
Then he gets it. Reaches under, does that throw, absolutely thinking, now that's a situation. He's like, well, crap. Yeah. Puts his arm over to block the hits. Yeah. And try to decide, because at that point you don't want to turn around. You would want to try to move around, but then the armor's going to get stuck. That's the thing where it's not just an MMA fight where you're just body on body. You can just slip.
Yeah, I fought both of these guys, man, and I tell you what, this is probably the hardest fight going on right now. These guys are insane.
But this is exactly what we want to see for the sport of MMA.
And a main event.
The last round right here. Looks like the
electric.
Yeah,
round of the main event.
The place
it's
is filled
the
up.
number 1 ranked Adam Harrigan against the number 5 Jordan Rank in his middleweight main event clash at Armored MMA here from the Hammond Civic Center in Hammond, Indiana. It's anyone's game as we hit this 3rd round.
This is the last fight for Ricky Rayom to make sure everyone gets home safely, so you can see him looking in, watching. And look, we talk about Ray beat number 5. He's fighting like number 2 right now from the number 1.
Rank trying to
nice takedown by Harrigan. They dropped their weapons, it looks like. This is time for Harrigan to pull through.
Harrigan doing that nice hammer strike with the pommel. If you remember from a championship fight, he was doing that to the back of Pinedo. Same thing.
Asai.
Nice.
Rank able to get back to his feet before the 15
He's following with this. Rank is tired. He's got to dig deep.
We haven't seen either of these guys in the ring since November.
Ooh. Oh, wow,
Their training, man, is insane.
Look at that turn. Oh, my God. That was the power
like the
move.
third time he done
extra
flipped the
rep
dude.
doing that to them when you're tired.
Yeah.
That's what got him through on that.
There's Jordan Rank standing punches to a grounded Harrigan.
Adam needs to do either snap those sword strikes or punch up. But those were unanswered points right there to the body while in a dominant position. Those are good points.
Yeah, and there's other versions of the sport, where we do team fighting, we do duels and stuff like that. So sometimes if you get occupied, like fighting in like team fights stuff, it'll shift your training away from this. This on its own is its own sport compared to all the other armored combat that's out there. So nice punch.
They turned on
Wow.
Was still composed enough to say, I know where your legs are.
Yeah.
But now he's not doing anything with it.
Rick is going to stand him up if they're not active. So.
But I don't blame him. I don't blame him. You just got rocked. And you were still able to grab.
Looks like the timer's just a little bit off. You do have 30 seconds left.
Understood. Wow.
30 seconds, fighters.
All right, they'll get back to their feet here in the final 30 seconds.
Nice pushing off. Harrigan's trying to answer. Rank saying no. He's shoving in the face.
With Base 44,
Oh, no.
a simple sentence becomes your website.
Holy shit, that's too funny.
Page after page. Ready for business. Plug in what you need. Connect payments, sync calendars, and voila. Watch notifications fly in.
Breaking his posture.
My bad, y'all.
Still
Shit.
gets him.
Another
That's
takedown
rough.
by Rank. That's here in a bad way if you're Adam Harrigan.
And this might end it too.
If he gets those knees, he just needs to get some either hammer strikes, knees, some points.
10 seconds, fighters.
Last 10
He's got to do something.
seconds.
He's got to do something. He's trying to think
Yeah,
about that
gotta
knee.
work on,
He's
There's
just
going to be
taking
a
the point.
count off.
YouTube
It's gonna be
Premium,
close.
huh?
So they're going to have about, I'd say,
five
five seconds
yeah.
standing here.
You just see that.
If you're Harrigan, you guys got to charge Adam, basically.
Yeah.
And there you see.
Adam's tired.
And stop line, stop
And
line.
that is the end of the fight.
I don't know what to say on this, but all I have to say is the Bohemian monk went to the top of the mountain, fought the king on that level, and we're going to see who walks away with this.
That was standing O from the audience.
I think
oh my
the dude in
goodness.
the yellow, man, the way he
We
flipped
made it
old
through
buddy
another
so
fight
many
night,
times.
Our first fight night
He
outside
got
of
it.
Tennessee.
Fantastic. I can't wait to hear what the judges have to say. That was a killer fight.
Some of the
Oh, my
recap
goodness.
here from that round
Yeah.
3 action.
Yeah, nice little trip there by Adam, but he just didn't quite capitalize, and he got his arm pinned against the ball.
Right.
But talk about great positioning, because if this was up against the cage, this would be a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But that's how it goes.
Yeah. Nice again, Asasai. It's not bad strategy.
No.
Honestly, it was really good.
See him striking. At no point is Jordan Rank saying you just got away. He's following him. He's trying to get more sword strikes. He's trying to get the points. Turns
These beautiful
around.
throws. Yeah.
Nice throw. Adam Harrigan propped up against, trying to see if he could push. He's tired. Oh, that was a great fight.
We saw a lot of action, and now we're going to find out. Is Harrigan
the entirety of this
walking away the winner,
is
or is it
standing on their
Rank?
feet. What a great match.
Hammond Civic Center on their feet. Let's send it to Mickey now for the decision.
After 3 rounds, your winner of the final match of the evening is Jordan!
Picks up the W. The number 5 ranked Jordan Rank takes down the top dog in the middleweight class.
Like I said, he was there training, putting in the work. Went up to the mountain as fifth. This is the offsets you can have it.
That's what's up. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Man, let me see. I've been on for almost 2.5 hours. Man, tell you what, I think I'm gonna go ahead and jump off of here and try to eat another slice of pizza and, call around, check on some family and see how things are going. So, man, Definitely had a good time, man. Definitely had a good time. Try to fix a few things over here, but I knew that I had to come on and kick it with y'all for a little bit, see, how things were going, and, had a good time checking out some of this, the things we watched in these videos. So, yeah, had a fun time. And hopefully tomorrow I could be able to come back and do it again. Hopefully tomorrow will be a good day too. So, shit. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take off. Hopefully you guys are doing good, man. I appreciate y'all sticking with me and, just having kicking it with your boy. And I'm going to come back and try to do it again tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow will be a good day for your boy, man. I got some things supposed to be coming down the pipe, and hopefully things work out well. So, man. But I sure miss y'all, and hopefully, yeah, you have a good night too, Classics, man. I appreciate you kicking it with your boy, man. Hell, we're going to have to go live sometime, man, and, you can come join me, man. We can do this shit live, check out some shit, talk about some things, man. I think that'd be great. Shit, definitely miss you, bro. And wanted to say thank you for everybody else that's out there who's ghost watching, checking your boy out. I appreciate y'all, man. Like I say, shit, without y'all, there is no me. So thank y'all for having my back. And I look forward to hopefully seeing you guys tomorrow. So, yeah, man, I had a great fucking time checking out all this crazy. And then I got a few other videos. We'll check out some Batman videos and some other things tomorrow. So, shit. But with that, you guys take care, and you guys have a great evening, and hopefully we'll do it again tomorrow. So y'all take care, and